everybody, what is up? It's your girl T-Shay, and I know it's been a minute since I done put out content, but I just wanted to make this video so you guys could have something to tie you over. Also, I wanted to thank everybody for the recent love I've gotten on my Shein try-on haul. Almost to 1K views. I think we're at like 730 like right now. So thank you. Continue to run that up, please, and help me get up there, and also continue to subscribe because that will help my channel tremendously. I was staying with my stepmom and my dad, and my stepmom had this niece named Alexis. Alexis had a boyfriend named Quint who had a cousin or whatever, and he came home like almost every weekend to where we were, and we were all just like chilling. And I didn't have a car at the time, he didn't have a car at the time, so anytime I was with Quint and Lex is how we ended up linking up. I don't know, but okay. So on to when I found out I was pregnant. So I was calling my friend at the time, because we were no longer friends, but I was calling her and I was like, man, like my period is like 2 days late. And see, I'm the type where like I never knew when my period was coming on, so I had to track it on the tracker, and the tracker was never wrong. Like maybe it'd be like a day or two off, but it always came on around the week that it said it would come on. So I never missed a period, by the way. So I was like, 2 days late, maybe I'm tripping. I mean, like maybe the app tripping, because you know sometimes it'll mess up around 1 to 2 days. So I was like, let me get somebody else's opinion. So I was like, you know, my period 2 days late, what do I need to do? And she was like, girl, your period is late because you're stressing. Stop stressing. You know, you're not pregnant, and you know, just stop stressing, stop thinking about it, and it'll come on. So I was like, okay. So like I stopped stressing about it, but you know me, every day I'm checking to see like how far along, like how many days I done missed. So I get to like 5 days. I was like, bro, still not on. And so she was like, girl, I thought I told you to stop worrying about it. As soon as you're not thinking about it, that's when it's gonna come on. And I was like, you know what? You making perfect sense. So I was like, all right, I'm about to start thinking about it. So I started thinking about it, right? 3 days passed, and I was like, how many days has it been? So I was like, let me check my calendar. And so the thing says 8 days late. And I'm like, 8 days, bro? I was like, I ain't never been 8 days late before. So at this point, that's when I rode to Mobile. Well, I was about to get ready to go to Mobile with Lex and Quint. But then when I was getting ready to leave the house, my stepmom was like, your daddy told me to tell you that you can't go to Mobile with Quinn and Lex. And I was like, why? He never been had a problem with it. And so she was like, I don't know, but he told me to tell you not to leave the house today or something like that. So I was like, I'm gonna go where I want to go. And see, that's why I'm in the predicament that I was in now, because you know, I thought I was grown and I could do whatever I wanted to do, but you know, hey, it is what it is now. We go to Walmart, we pick the pregnancy test up, and we take it in the bathroom, right? But when I tell you, it was like 5 to 10 seconds and both of the lines popped up on there, and I was like, I don't think it's supposed to happen this fast. Like, ain't we supposed to wait a couple minutes? I was like, maybe this like a default test. So I'm just sitting there staring at the stick, and Lex is like, what it say? I just like this is the test. This is my face. Lex is like, let me see. I said, she looked at it and she was like, oh my God, you're pregnant. And all I could do was look at it like this. And she was like, girl, ain't you excited? And in my mind, all I could think was, oh my God, my life is over. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just a junior in high school. And I don't even got a car or a job. And I stay in the country. Like, oh my God. And my dad's so strict. I don't know what I'm going to do. So, but I didn't say none of this. Like, all I could do was literally stare at the stick. So, after she kept calling my name, I was like, I don't know if this right. And she was like, you want to take another one? I was like, yeah, let's go get another one. So we go get another one. Because at this point, I was like, nah. Like, I know I am because I'm 8 days late. But I'm like, nah. Like, nah, not me. Like, I was one of the types that thought, who? Pregnant? I can't get pregnant. What you mean? Knowing doggone well that my mama got 6 kids and my daddy got like 7 or 8. So I'm like, no, not me. Knowing doggone well that I'm probably fertile. So we heading back from Mobile to where I stay, and we get a phone call. Well, Lex gets a phone call, and it is the police. So we like, apparently my daddy came home early from work because he called my stepmom to see if I was there, and she told him no. So he called the police, and he came home early from work, and he told them that I had been kidnapped and that I was taken from the house without his permission. So I guess my stepmom gave the police Lake's number. So they called her and they was like, you know, she has been reported kidnapping, and even though it's not really considered, you know, kidnapping, she's still under the age of 18, and basically y'all took her from the house without permission and and all the stuff. So she was like, so they was like, either, you know, you bring her back, or, you know, her dad's gonna press charges or whatever. So they was like, we about to bring her back, we're on the way back now. Okay, so we started coming back, and well, we was already on the way back, but before we got home, I was like, y'all, I need to tell him that I'm pregnant. So I need to tell, you know, my baby dad, my son's father, that I was pregnant. So I was like, I'm going to tell him to, you know, meet me. I was like, okay, so my period is 8 days late, and I took a pregnancy test and it said positive. So I really do feel like I'm pregnant. So he was like, but while I was telling him this, like, my hands was shaking. I was like so nervous, and like my voice was shaking. Like, it felt like I was about to cry, y'all. So he was just like, calm down, you know, it's gonna be all right, we're gonna figure it out. And he was like, don't excuse me, but he was like, don't stress yourself out about it, we're gonna figure it out or whatever. So I was like, oh wait, I was like, so what do you think we should do? And then he was like, basically, it's whatever you want to do because it's your body. And so I was like, you know, I'm 17. I have plans for my future. I was like, I don't really know how a baby would tie into this. So I was like, I really think we should look at, you know, abortion plans or whatever. So he was like, okay, well, I'll look some things up on it and have my people help me look up things on it, and then we can get back to you. So I was like, okay. So I was like, I gotta go home. I'll let you know something. So he was like, all right. I started getting in contact with like abortion clinics around my area, and I started calling people to see like what's the process I need to do, the cost of everything. So I get the cost and everything and all that, and they were like, basically, I would need one of my parents, either my mom or my dad, and they had to be on the birth certificate, basically stating that they were my parent and that they had to come with me and sign a form saying, you know, it was okay for me to get this or whatever. So I was like, basically I got to get in contact with my mom to ask like her to come with me. So I get in contact with her, and I was telling her that I was pregnant and everything that was going on, and I was like, basically, I need your signature, I need you to come with me so I can get this done. And so she is like, okay, you know, I can come with you. She's like, but how am I gonna get there? I was like, we're gonna come and get you. You don't have to worry about the cost of anything. You don't have to worry about the cost of anything, and you don't have to worry about getting a ride. I was like, we're going to pay for everything. We're going to come pick you up. Basically, the only thing we need you to do is sign, and then we will drop you back off at home when everything is over with. So she agreed to it. She was like, okay, you know, we'll get it done or whatever. So I was like, okay. So it was like, what day works best with your schedule so we could plan an appointment to go and get it done. But I was like, we need to go get it done as soon as possible. So she stopped responding. She stopped responding to my phone calls. She stopped responding to everything. So I was like, man, what am I going to do? So time went by, time passed. My mom still didn't, get in contact with me. I knew that, you know, it was too late for me to get the abortion. I think the next thing that happened was when my stepmom actually found out I was pregnant. My stepmom was like, I need to talk to you, so whenever you get off the phone, let me know so we can talk. And I was like, okay. I told my stepmom, you know, that I was off the phone or whatever, so she came in there and she was like, you know, I noticed that your hips are spreading, and your cycle usually runs with my daughter's cycle, and she has been noticing that you haven't been putting any pads in the trash can. So I was looking like, huh? Y'all actually pay attention to that? So she was like, you don't got a lot of me. Are you pregnant? But basically, I just kept denying until she was like, you know, just stop lying. So I was like, yeah, I'm pregnant. So she was like, basically, you got to tell your dad. And if you don't tell him, I will. You got a week. Yes, she gave me a deadline to tell him. And I was like, when I tell y'all, I was so scared. Like I was scared. I worked up the nerve, and then one day when he got home, I was like, okay, I gotta tell you something. And he was like, what is it? And I was like, basically, I'm pregnant. And I'm like, 5 months. Keep in mind, I don't know how far along I was at this point, but we're just gonna say 5 months, because I don't know. But I was like, basically, I'm like 5 months pregnant. And so he was like, you joking? And I was like, no, I'm serious. So he was like, basically anything he could say in that moment that he thought would hurt me, he said. And he was like, basically, you have to the end of the week to find somewhere to stay. He said, I'm gonna give you a week. You're gonna have to find somewhere to stay. And I was like, are you serious? He was like, yeah, because I already told you what was gonna happen if you got pregnant. He was like, I'm not joking. This is not no joke. Find you somewhere to stay because I ain't have been raising no kids or whatever. So I was like, okay. So he like left, slammed the door. And so I started calling people trying to find somewhere to stay. Towards the middle of the week, I still hadn't found anywhere to stay. And that's when my dad like came to me in my room and he was like, basically you can stay. Gee, thanks Dad. But he was like, you can stay. You ain't gotta find nowhere to go. And that was it. And he basically left again. So I was like, okay. So that's when at this point my stepmom started helping out. She started, helping me find people to take me to my doctor's appointments, and she started like helping like pay gas money to people that were taking me to my doctor's appointments. And she was actually concerned about my child, and her daughter was very helpful. They started helping me get things that I needed for him. The next big thing that happened in my pregnancy was when my dad and my son's father met for the first time. So one day we drove to meet my son's father, and then we met at like up the street from his house. And so we was outside talking, and he was like, so what are y'all planning on doing about raising the kid? How are y'all gonna support the kid? Everything a parent asks when this type of stuff happens. So then I'm just thinking, he asking protective dad questions or whatever, but then he flips the script on me. And then he starts going off on me, and him got into a little arguing match, and he got mad. So he got in his car, locked the doors, and then he pulled off and he left me there. Keep in mind, I don't have a car. He don't have my son's father doesn't have a car. So basically, I'm just stranded at his house. So I called somebody, which was my best friend at the time, and she came and she picked me up, and I spent the night at her house. And she washed my school clothes that I had on, and I put those back on the next day. He didn't call me. He didn't text me. He didn't see if I had made it okay. He didn't ask me where I spent the night at that night. He, basically anything could have happened to me that night, and he didn't care. He didn't ask. So, yeah. I get back home. I don't think anything was said between us. I think at that point it's like when I lost all respect for him, and like I just stopped talking to him because you left your pregnant daughter stranded. Now we are up to the pregnancy. And I'm probably gonna end this video right here. Like, share, subscribe, and stick around for part 2 for when I have him and after I have him. Okay, thank you for the love and support. Bye.